Going, everybody? Just a little sage. All right. So today on Adam's Alchemic Tarot, I have some pecan chai tea. It's not caffeinated, but it's fucking delicious, and I wish it was caffeinated because I would drink it all the time. All right, so we're gonna get started. So today we're gonna be doing all signs. Today we're gonna be doing a little touch on all the elements. So if you're new to the channel, I like doing my card readings especially when I'm doing all signs. Sometimes I'll do specifics like Sagittarius, Capricorn, Virgo specifically, right? Sometimes. But mainly when I do all signs, I like to do them in the form of elements according to their elements. So with the elements, we have earth, air, fire, water. And in each element, we have a corresponding sign that goes along with those elements, right? Usually each element has, not usually, but all elements have 3 signs per element. And in each sign, there is a cardinal, there's a mutable, and I forget what the other one is. Forward or mode or something like that. I forget what that one is. Darn it, let's look it up. Because I know how I am. Cardinal signs. Cardinal fixed. There you go. Fixed. That's what it is. Cardinal, fixed, or mutable. All right, let's get started. So we're going to go in first. And for today's card readings, we're going to be using the Alchemic Tarot Revised. Or Renewed. Sorry, this is a deck by Robert M. Place. He's freaking really awesome. If you don't know who that is, I suggest you look it up. He does a lot of good research on tarot cards and their origin and their history. Right? Ooh. These 2 cards just popped out. We're going to see what today's theme is from these 2 cards, all right? Oof. We got How Are We Giving? We have 6 of Cups, 6 of Coins. Zoom in on that one. There we go. 6 of Coins. How are we giving to others? Not necessarily less fortunate, but kind of like how are we sharing some of the best parts of ourselves, or what are the best parts of what we're creating? So how are we sharing? And then we got King of Vessels in reverse. I want to say that how are we sharing in the forms of sharing to not make ourselves feel better about ourselves? You know what I mean? Like we're not doing it because we're hoping that it's going to make ourselves feel better. Like that's going to bring some awareness, right? How are we sharing in the forms of no ego, where I'm, a good friend of mine. She just did it. She does this thing called Motivation Monday, and she was talking about today about how not to do like forms of like blessing other people, right? Not to do forms of blessing other people, but then trying to be like, oh, look, I'm like trying to like show that you're blessing other people, right? Show that you're helping other people out, like the less fortunate and stuff. So this theme is coming out in mine right now, right? So how are you blessing other people in the sense where it doesn't gratify your own ego, right? In the sense of emotions, where it's not trying to make yourself feel better about what you're doing. So if that calls to you, maybe we might need to check our motivations, all right? Just saying. All right, this deck is not playing around tonight. All right, so we're gonna start off. Let's see. Which one are we gonna start off with? Let's start off with fire. We're going to go with fire first. Fire signs. Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. All right? 1, 2, 3. of Swords. All right, fire signs. We're gonna be either coming in the sense of like taking action, not taking action, taking justice with our thoughts, or knowing exactly what we need to do in this situation, but then moving swiftly enough to do it. So again, we're going along with what this is, the theme of how are we sharing with not going in the sense of ego. I think it's going to come down to doing what's right for you. Like there's going to be a good and a bad, but it's about being swift on your decision. Make sense? Where if you take time on making this choice, you're doing it out of the sense of how is this going to benefit you. But where if you're swift, you're doing it out for the benefit of other people, right? You're not putting yourself of what am I getting out of this first. So with this Queen of Swords coming in, you're doing it out of the sense of what's right and just for all, not just what's right and just for you. So coming back down to that fire signs, it's going to come down to how quick you could think. It's going to come down to how quick you could think about the solution, how quick you could think, because you are going into how it helps other people, and that's what makes you faster. That's what makes you do more. That's what makes your output more when it's going towards other people, other than like how you're thinking of how it's going to affect you, or how it's going to make your efforts more, or how if it's just going to make yourself bigger. That's what's there. Bam. Okay. That is for fire signs. We're going to go next to earth signs. Earth signs are going to be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, okay? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. There we go. All right. Here you go. 1, 2, 3. All right, here we go. Oof. The Emperor. All right, Earth signs. We are very not selfish, but we are very about us first. Earth signs. We're very about like how can I help? How can I do this? We're like the helper in the sense of it takes attention off of us. Okay, with this Earth sign. And so this is why the Emperor is coming in, where it takes attention off of us. That is still a form of ego, where it takes attention off of us. Because we don't want it, we don't want the attention, we don't want to be seen in a certain way. That's all about ego as well too. So circling back down around like how are we helping other people, where it's not about gratifying ourselves. We still need to take ourselves out of the losing it, don't lose it, don't lose it, don't lose it. We still need to take ourselves out of how we could be the ones that are helping. Whether this is where it's coming down to when like you're doing it in secret, where you're not showing other people, right? We're very oh, I lost it. Oh my god, I'm not gonna grasp for it. Okay, whatever it was there for that one. It's not about us. We're gonna take it into where it's not about us. Either if we don't want to be shown that we're helping, or even if we don't want to be involved with it. It's not about us, but we do need to be a part of the solution. Okay, it's like okay, like just I want to throw money at it. Like it's something about that too, where we think we could just throw money at it to help, or to be the one that is gonna help. It's not about that. You got to show kind of like your involvement, or like your concern, or just like your actual like oomph of what you care about it. Does that make sense? Like it can't just be something you throw money at, or just something you just want to throw a quick solution at either. It's just like, how are you sharing with others? How are you sharing help with another person to where it's not part of the ego, or it's not a part of where you think it's about you, or I don't want to do it because this and this and that. Like it's just not about you in this sense. You need to get out of yourself. Like me, like I'm thinking like, oh, I don't want people to see me in a certain way because I'm sharing these new things, or it's not about that. It's about just sharing it. How can you share it to where it doesn't involve you or your ego or how you're gonna feel? It's the fact that you're helping others with what you have. All right, bam. Because if the emperor was right side up, it would be like, look at all this, look at everything that I have. But it's not. It's not. It's in reverse. So it's kind of like the opposite. It's like we don't want to show that we have all this and to do that. We don't want to do that. But it's not about that. It's just about doing the help, anyways. All right. Let's go into water signs. Cups. All right. Water signs. Okay. One, two, three. Water signs, right? Water signs need to stop being worried about how they're gonna help, right? This whole theme is about helping. How are you gonna help others without making it about your ego? Um, you're thinking too much of it, water sign. You're thinking too much of it. You're thinking of too much of like, if I help too much, are they gonna like me? Are they gonna think I'm doing it out of some other reason? If I don't help too much, are they gonna think that I'm just like trying not to be there? There's a lot of thinking of how it's gonna play out for you, and because you're thinking so much of how it's gonna play out for you, you can't really help because you're too busy defending the reason why you're gonna help, or why you should help, or how much you helped. Okay, so if you're thinking about that, if you're thinking of how much you're thinking of how you're not helping, or why you're helping, or what somebody else is going to think of why you're not helping, you're not helping. Okay, because you're thinking about that. You're trying to defend the reasons of why you're helping. Does that make sense? Okay. This is the Nine of Swords for you, water signs. You're defending the reasons of why you're helping. The fact that you think that somebody's going to get mad at you or think differently of you because you're helping for an authentic reason, there's something deeper in there for that. There's something deeper in there for you on that, water sign. All right. Let's look at air signs. One, two, three. Air signs. We got air signs. We got Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Oh, sorry. Water signs earlier. That's you, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. All right. So air signs: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What's this about? Got the High Priestess in reverse. There's something here about you being magical. There's something here about you being magical, or helping in a magical way, or either sending blessings to someone or praying for somebody, and thinking that it's not working. Um, or not even in ways that you think that you might not be able to help by doing an action or doing a deed. Um, there's this something about you having to have prayed for somebody, or that you were praying for somebody, or hoping the best for someone, and then it happened, right? and then it happened, but it kind of feels like you want to be like, oh, I prayed for them, and it happened, and you kind of want to celebrate because your prayer came true. But that's not what those first two cards is about. It's not about your ego. It's not about celebrating that part. It's about kind of like giving that like my friends morning motivation is about giving that glory to God, or like to the universe, that that person was able to receive a blessing, whether it came through you or not. That person was able to receive the blessing, and that's what should be praised, right? And she was right. All this stuff that's coming out is like really tied into that, and I really love that. So we have the high priestess, right, where we're talking about like our blessings, or the high hopes, or the prayers, or the holding that energy in that space and reserve for somebody else, whether that's for good luck, or for healing, for a good job, or safe passage, right? We got to remember that the energy that really comes from that blessing comes from up there, right? Comes from source. It comes from God. Comes from the universe, whatever you want to call it. It comes from a source greater than you. You get to be a drawer of the energy, not a creator of the energy. You get to draw in the energy and give it a direction to go. So with that one, High Priestess, there's this card in here, and it's in reverse. I mean, it's because it's not about being able to say like, oh yes, I prayed for that happening, and it happened. It's not about that. It's just the fact that you took some time, took some space, took some energy to put it out there for somebody else other than for yourself. Make sense? This is the real magic in energy work, where you are connecting to the energy in the form of benefiting somebody else other than yourself, even if you know that that energy might not be reciprocated to you. Because you know, in the end, the real energy comes from up there. All right, so that was air signs for that one. All right, so we're gonna round this off with a closing card to look for the week. All right, this is all signs for the week. 1, 2, 3. Bam. No matter what element you are, we got 4 swords, 4 thoughts, 4 ways of being. So earth, air, fire, water. No matter where you're at, take some time to really deep think, meditate. Think about how you are really being helpful and really being purposeful without trying to get the praise for yourself or the attention. It's not about the attention. It's about the fact that you're actually helping someone else. All right? All right. Cool. You all have a beautiful, bright, and shiny day. That was really good tea. All right, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for being here. Hit like, hit subscribe. All that good stuff. All right. Okay, bye guys.